Welcome to the introduction training of our new visualization, which is just called Visu. Before we jump into the Visu itself, let's explain a bit of a history on what changes to the firmware we made. Why did we decide to create a completely new tool instead of evolving our existing one? Let's see the current old firmware, where we have visualization, touch, and mosaic. Visualization was our first tool created in 2011. And as you can imagine, the tools we used to create it were modern at the time, but today they are obsolete. Mosaic was created much later, and it was updated for many years. It even got access to our cloud. Visualization never got this update. Unfortunately, we made some major design mistake by originally designing the app, and further evolution of Mosaic will push us to the dead end. Based on this, we decided to work on a completely new tool, which will merge both visualization and Mosaic. In the Visu, there are two ways of making visualization: plan, which refers to an old visualization, and tile, which is the mosaic like Visu. The touch was ignored as tile is the substitute for it. You can create a visualization in both ways at the same time, or you can select just one way. If you create the Visu in both ways, then the end user view will automatically switch depending on the device they will use. For bigger screen like PC or tablets, they will see a plan view with custom floor plans and anything you create. But for mobiles, where screen is smaller, it is much more convenient to use tile view. Of course, this is configurable, and it is up to you how it will work. Okay, let's see what's changing in the firmware first. This is the old homepage where we have old visualization, touch, and mosaic. This is our new homepage, where all of this is gone and just Visu is left. If you go inside LogicMachine, you can also see that all tabs related to old visualization are also removed. In fact, they are not removed, they are only hidden. In any time, this can be enabled back if someone will still want to use old tools. If you just upload the backup, which will contain old visualization, then all will be enabled automatically. If you just do a firmware upgrade, then you will see no change. Mosaic is still in our App Store, so if you wish, you can still use it. This configuration is now much shorter, the dark theme for scheduler and trends. Only security-related stuff is left. The custom CSS and JavaScript is now hidden under the Vice configuration. This will apply to the scheduler and trends. The custom CSS and JavaScript you will see in Visu only relate to Visu, nothing else in the LM. You still must import your ETS project as before, but on the Object tab, it's now only important to make correct data types and optionally the units. Everything else is not used in Visu. Custom values can be imported to Visu, but I will show you this in another training. Okay, let's go to Visu finally. We use the same concept as in Mosaic, where there is a dedicated access for the end user and different for admin. The view inside the app is more like old visualization. The view is split into 4 areas, where in the middle we have the design field for the plans and tiles. On the left we have a menu where we can create new plans, layouts and custom widgets. On the right we have our widgets and settings. And on the bottom you have our toolbar with many different options, depends on the state we are in. The right bottom corner we have a switch between the view modes, where we can actually play with the objects, and edit where we can edit, and add them. The left and right menu can be quickly accessed by moving the mouse over, or can be locked and will stay like that and will not hide. The same for the widgets quick access. Or we can just lock it like that. The menu is divided into 3 parts where we create plans, levels, layouts, and custom widgets. Levels are just like menu separators. Plans are where you can design your visualization. You can move them, rearrange, can go deep up to 7 levels. Layouts are like from old visualization, where we can design some elements which are constant so they can be attached to a plan. And custom widgets are just the custom widgets. We know where we can place all the widgets elements on the custom widget and then attach it to the plan. So the right part where we have widgets, we have a list of many different widgets. We will add many more, but that's just for now, those basic ones. Different widgets will look differently based on the configurations. But that will be different training. In settings, we have standard, backup, restore, and reset features. Sync project to cloud is enabled once LogicMachine Cloud app is configured. But this device is not yet. But then I can simply click here to synchronize it with cloud after making any changes. Custom CS and JavaScript, that's same from the old visualization. Only now it opens in dedicated tab. Icons and images that just simply, you can import your own custom icons and images. General settings. That's settings where we define how we want the view to be displayed. The automatic switch between the plan and tile. Other settings like screensaver. And the last bit is a global appearance. We've used the functionality which, from Mosaic, where you can have each element can have its local appearance or global appearance. So global appearance would change globally everything, which is not defined locally. So, the global for generals are for page background and menu view. The global backgrounds are backgrounds for plan and tile. Widget obviously defines how the widgets will look like. Categories that just special widget for the tile view. So if I go to plan on my home page, these are the local appearance. But if I go to global appearance, I can, for example, change the color of active color. Let's say it's a green. On the bottom side, we have a quick links to the plans, layouts and tiles. We have also a grid option so we can hide it or show it back. We have the same option from the old visualization snap to grid. All elements will be moving by 10 pixels. We have option 2 undo change, so I can move it back or I can redo it. This option will work only on the current plan view. If you go to a different plan, this is resetted, and changes will not be remembered. And then, this toolbar has different settings depend what you selected. So we can just edit widget, you can copy it, duplicate, and delete of course. And now in the new Visu, we can actually define the stack above which element is above which. So not like an old visualization where it was random pretty much. Now we can actually define what is which elements above which. If I select more than one element, I have more options. So I can align to left, right, center, horizontal. Align to bottom vertically. If I select more than 2 objects, then I have even more options. So let's say I can align them vertically, and I can distribute them exactly so they stay nice in line. Okay, let's pull this back. So this is the admin view where the user will access the same from the user view. And they will see only menu and a plan. This is all for today's The Introduction training. I will make more in the future, and I will explain exactly in details each part of the Visu, so you will know all the secrets. But let's split it to several trainings not to make it too long. Thank you for watching.